Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. Topping our newscast, another important bill was approved by the 31st legislature during their session Monday night. This one deals with life and dismemberment insurance for the Virgin Islands government and other agencies such as Port Authority. During the proceedings, however, a gender issue was brought forth. News 2's April Knight has more.
On Monday night, lawmakers held a committee of the whole session to tackle two bills vetoed by Governor Mapp. One of them is the GRS reform bill, now sent back to the governor with a corrected version. The other was the fourth renewal of insurance packages between the VI government and other entities and Aetna Life Insurance.
And one thing for sure, insurance is a necessary must.
However, much of that round was dominated by accusations of lack of protocol and sexism in the Senate. Senator Nareda O'Reilly brought up the bypassing of Senate Vice President Jeanette Millen-Young as an offense against women.
I want the women of the territory to know that in this body, being a woman with a brain appears to be sinful.
Senator Millen-Young thanked her and said it's best to put on the record the circumstances surrounding the calling of Monday's session.
If some attempt to say that attempted victimization does not take place here, it does. And I'm not the only one who was in the room when a certain senator grabbed his private parts and reminded me that he was a man.
Some lawmakers, however, said it was not the right place nor time to hash out that particular concern.
I too have a concern with that, and I can go back and forth all day, so I don't prefer that when we're having this kind of discussion that we put gender into this.
The body approved the insurance bill with 14 yeas and O'Reilly not voting. Reporting for News 2, I'm April Knight.
That bill also is headed for the Office of the Governor for his review and approval. We'll hear some progress update on the status of the Water and Power Authority's propane conversion project ahead of the arrival of the first shipment of propane fuel to the Richmond Power Plant on St. Croix later this week. WAPA's propane conversion project contractor Vital conducted an all-systems test and demonstration on the fire protection systems. The systems have been installed across the LPG terminal site adjacent to the estate Richmond Power Plant on St. Croix. Here's more.
As we know, we are doing our best to ensure that this system is able to protect the community and also the equipment. Of course, VIA WAPA has employees in the vicinity. And so today we were checking the fire system, the firefighting system. We were able to simulate a situation where there was a failure in the. So today we were able to initiate the fire water system, and the system is functional and everything is working as it's supposed to.
Governor Kenneth Mapp forwarded a bill to the 31st legislature of the VI to provide for an appropriation of $550,000 for operating expenses from the general fund to the taxicab, the VI Taxicab Commission, and for the implementation of mandatory continuing education for taxi and tour operators as a condition of license renewal. He said far too long, the Taxicab Commission has operated on the backs of hardworking and struggling taxi and tour operators by taking advantage of them by assessing heavy fines, levies, and fees. The Department of Tourism will collaborate with UVI to provide training opportunities so drivers can meet the minimum of 12 hours education annually. As we reported yesterday, members of the Committee on Finance, chaired by Senator Clifford Graham, dealt with a bill amending the scope of the 2012 Police Fleet Project. The measure seeks to expand the intended use of proceeds of the 2012 Police Fleet Project to include the acquisition of vehicles and equipment for the VI Police Department, VI Fire Services, VI Department of Health, Office of the Medical Examiner within the VI Department of Justice, VI Bureau of Corrections, and the Office of the Governor and the Office of the Lieutenant Governor. According to the Department of Finance, Valdemar Collins, the bill will authorize the established revolving credit facility with a maximum principal amount of $8 million to be used to purchase future vehicles as needed. On Tuesday, October 20th, Bill number 31-0151, which is sponsored by Senator Blyden, was passed in the Committee of Finance and favorably forwarded to the Rules and Judiciary for further consideration. This bill seeks to add a new paragraph to the existing law requiring agencies and department heads to submit a certified statement indicating what federal funds or grants were applied for and the status of those applications. Senator Blyden said this bill is meaningful. It encourages the executive branch and the legislative branch to work together to make the best use of federal funds that are available. Not seeking available federal monies compels the VI government to face numerous adverse consequences, Senator Blyden added. Well, Governor Kenneth Mapp appointed Juan Figueroa Seville to the position of Acting Commissioner of the Department of Health. This appointment was effective immediately, Tuesday, October 20th, and until such a time that a permanent commissioner is approved. Mr. Figueroa Seville is a graduate of St. Joseph's High School with a bachelor's degree in business administration with a concentration in management. He is also a graduate of the Department of Defense Military Health Science Program, amongst many other certifications, both military and civilian. Well, here's an update. The devastation left behind by Tropical Storm Erica continues to plague one Caribbean island. The island nation of Dominica continues to receive help from various entities around the world. Here in the Virgin Islands, local groups continue to pitch in, and one of them is the Dominica Disaster Relief Committee. NEWS2's April Knight has an update.
Almost 2 months after Tropical Storm Erica wreaked havoc on neighboring Dominica, a group of Virgin Islanders are still sending help their way.
It has been a disaster of epic proportion.
Erica hit the Caribbean island on August 27th, leaving behind a wake of devastation, close to 900 homes destroyed and 30 lives lost. The community of Petite Savan bore the brunt of the storm. It lost approximately 15 residents and the whole place was evacuated. One of their officers, Paul Alexander, remembers when he heard the news. His family and friends turned out safe, but for a while he had no way of knowing.
After the storm, it took a week before he could get contact with anybody in Dominica. So at that time, I was very worried whether any of my relatives or friends were victims of that flood.
As soon as they heard, a group of Virgin Islanders of Dominican heritage came together to form the Dominica Disaster Relief Committee.
At that meeting, we planned the way forward, and we set out on a mission to sensitize the general public of the Virgin Islands as to what has transpired in Dominica. In St. Thomas, that's our focus, to assist with housing. It could be materials as well as financial contributions.
On Saturday, the committee is holding the Dominica Disaster Relief Musical and Sports Exposition that starts at 6 p.m. at the Adelita Cancrine Ball Field. The proceeds all go toward helping Dominica get back on its feet. Reporting for NEWS2, I'm April Knight.
And for information on how to donate items or cash, you can call the Dominica Disaster Relief Committee. One of those numbers is 244-9849. Well, here's some exciting news for Dominicans from the Discover Dominica Authority. Voting, they say, is underway for the USA Today. Votes can be cast daily for the USA Today 10 Best Reader's Choice Award. Votes can be cast for the Destination for Adventure. Now, voting ends at noon on November 9th, 2015. Dominica has been holding its own in this category and currently occupies the 3rd spot in the list of 20 Caribbean destinations. 10best.com experts select the top 20 nominees and readers vote for the final selections. Again, votes can be cast at www.10best.com/awards. Well, turn our attention overseas. Over in San Juan, Puerto Rico, a 56-year-old cruise ship passenger from New Mexico has died after falling from a zip line in Puerto Rico, police said on Tuesday, prompting calls for greater oversight of adventure tours in the U.S. territory. Police said Marcia Bocelio fell 20 feet, 6 meters from the line at the Hacienda Campo Rico, just east of the capital of San Juan. Police said Bocelio could not move her legs and complained of chest pain after falling. She died at a hospital hours later. The tour was organized by EcoQuest Adventures and Tours. In other news, Vice President Joe Biden ended months of intense speculation about his political future on Wednesday with a sudden announcement that he wouldn't seek the presidency, abandoning a dream he's harbored for decades and putting Hillary Clinton in a stronger position to capture the Democratic nomination. With his wife Jill and President Barack Obama at his side in the White House Rose Garden, Biden said the window for a successful campaign has closed, noting his family's grief following the death of his son, Beau. Still, Biden, who was spokesman, said he made his decision Tuesday night, positioning himself as a defender of the Obama legacy. Keeping our eye on the economy, let's take a look at the New York Stock Exchange with our stock market watch. As we can see, everything down. The Dow 48, NASDAQ 40, S&P 500 down at 11. Coming up on News 2, as promised, we continue our National School Bus Safety Week recognition, some tips and reminders for everyone to keep in mind. Welcome back. Many are saddened to learn of the passing of 73-year-old Augustus Banis. You may remember we reported in September about Banis' slow recovery. On August 17th, Banis was beaten unconscious in the D. Hamilton Jackson Park in Grove Place in Croy and his car stolen. He had been gathering almonds as he did regularly. Banis was a deacon at the Calvary Baptist Church. His church, friends, and family had reached out to the community to help police as they have not arrested anyone. Banis never regained consciousness. His wife had remained at his side at a Miami hospital. The church is planning a memorial, and you can call for more information. That number is 778-1014. Well, it's National School Bus Safety Week, and the theme is Be Smart, Be Seen, I Wait in a Safe Place. And as promised, we have some more tips to keep in mind. Now, as Halloween nears, the Department of Education is reminding students and the community that throwing food or other items at or from school buses is strictly prohibited. Department officials say school bus service will be suspended to any area if the safety of students, bus drivers, or school buses is threatened due to Halloween pranks.
That's a danger. You can have so many things happening. You could break the glasses, windows, and so forth, and then we have shattering so that children can get hurt, whether inside or outside of the bus. We also have them throwing from in the bus outside. I mean, like, to get even. We're asking that we don't do that. We're trying to put a stop to it, and we have police escort in some areas where it's real bad. So we're kind of encouraging or asking for the parents to check the children's bags around this time, Halloween time. Check their bags. Make sure that they don't have anything that could become missiles to throw at our school buses.
Stay tuned for some more tips during the week. In other news, Joe York, AT&T president for Florida, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands, has announced that AT&T has awarded a $22,000 contribution to the Community Foundation of the Virgin Islands for an exciting opportunity for local teacher grants in the 2015-2016 school year to promote science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM, education in the territory. The Virgin Islands STEM grants will range from $250 to $5,000 and are open to professionals in the U.S. Virgin Islands public school system to implement an innovative project in the classroom or school. Funding is awarded on a competitive basis. Applications for the 2015 Virgin Islands STEM grants are available. The deadline is Monday, November 23rd. Well, the entire school population at Pearl B. Lawson Elementary School will be gathering beginning at 9 a.m. on Thursday, October 22nd in the school's auditorium to rally for good behavior. The school-wide PEP rally is in accordance with the rollout of the positive behavioral interventions and supports PBIS at the school last Thursday. Beside rousing speeches by faculty and staff, each grade level has developed a chant to share with their schoolmates in order to pep them up to display good behavior, always at home, at school, and at play. And the Virgin Islands Department of Education Office of the Insular Superintendent, St. Thomas St. John District now is reminding parents of the early dismissal of all public schools on Thursday, October 22nd. Dismissals will take place 3 hours before normal times and are necessary for schools to conduct a previously scheduled professional development. Lunch will be served before students are released, and buses will be dispatched to the schools to transport students to their normal drop-off locations. School will resume at normal times on Friday, October 23rd. Here are the dismissals. Cancrine at noon, CAHS at 12:10, BCB at 11:25, Eudora Ken at 11:50, Julia Sprout at noon, Edith Williams, Alternative 12:10, Gladys Abraham 11:40, Alla Muller also at 11:40, Leonard Dober 11:45, Jenny Twitt at 11:35, Joseph Sibley at 11:30, Lockhart Elementary School 11:45 a.m., E. Benjamin Oliver at 11:45, Joseph Gomez 11:40, and Yvonne Bowski at 11:40. Congresswoman Stacey Plaskett shared her path to success and encouraged about 60 students to dig deep in order to gain the necessary skills they'll need to succeed in life, and that was at Adelita Cancrine Junior High School. The students are being introduced to local leaders in government, law, business, and other fields as part of the school's new Lectures in Excellence speaker series that was launched in September. Plaskett spoke with the children about what she has done, how education played a big part in crafting who she is, and how it helped to get her to become the delegate to Congress for the U.S. Virgin Islands. Well, domestic violence awareness recognition events continue, and the biggest event is coming up on Thursday, which is the annual Take Back the Night March and Candlelight Vigil. That will begin on St. Thomas at Emancipation Garden and St. John at the Franklin Powell Park at 5:30. As well as Christians at St. Croix. Now, the event aims to gather many to share the message, remember victims who have passed, as well as publicize all available resources. DVSAC, the Women's Coalition, Family Resource Center are just a few of the organizers for this march that has grown among the years. Be sure to stick around. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast comes your way next.